Gallimera, Gallimera, Gallimera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What a morning it's been. Obviously, Jane and I have been up in the morning feeding the feeding the cats. Here's another little cat of ours who's not been too well. This is Domino. We had to take him to the vets the other day because the front of him... hello there, fella. Oh, come on. You come in to say hello to the people. If you just look, you can see that under his chin, he's been attacked either by a rat or a snake or maybe even another cat. So we had to rush him to the vets to basically get sorted out. And he's supposedly on antibiotics at the moment. But he's on the mend, which is good. Anyway, so that's Domino. We call him Domino because he's black and white. All right. Also, that's little Herbert over there. He's hanging around the back of the cars playing with Sandy, who's underneath the car. And then over there, it's our lovely old girl, Nellie. So that's just a few of the cats that are about. Got to say good morning to Amanda Gregory, who's up the hill. The weather is weird at the moment. Last night we had torrential rain, which seems to have cleared. Still misty on the hills, but the mist is not as low as what it has been. But it's one of them days when you're not sure whether to put washing out or not. Because when you're walking about, you look over this side of the area, it's all bright sunshine and really nice. And the sun is really beaming through from over Laguna and the Kalamaki direction. But on the other side, it's looking a bit of a quadra. Today is, do we do washing today? Yes or no? Leave your comments in the things below and we'll see what you lot reckon. All right. Anyway, there's another little cat over there. That's Graham. He's one of our interlopers looking in over there. He's like the Simba of the what do you call it, of the plain here. Can be a bit of a bully at times as well, but he's always nice to Jane and I, so he's a bit of a sneaky fella, if you know what I mean. Tries to play us off against him, but we got his card marked anyway. So what's been going on? Well, to be honest, as you're probably aware, the UK at the moment is going absolutely crazy at the moment. We're kind of following in the same tradition, but in some ways, yeah, it's getting a little bit shall we say, a little bit tense here. But most of the news this morning, believe it or not, is pretty good news as well. So let me just switch the screen round and then I will crack on with the news. For some reason, the laptop, there we go. I'm back round. You can see me now. Right, let's give you what's been going on anyway. Today it's the 9th of January 2021 and it's a Saturday, and by our reckoning at the moment, thank you to Hilary Rogers as well, reckon it's about 64 days now of lockdown. Yep. And there we go. There's fighting going on. And guess who's at the back of it? Yeah, Graham. Right. Anyway, so in the last 24 hours across the Greece, we've had 720 new infections, which were recorded yesterday. Now, that is up on the infection rate from Thursday, which was at 510. Anyway, that now brings the grand total since the pandemic started to 143,494, 52% of which are male. 8 people were identified at entries into the country. Now, that number is down on the day yesterday because the day before yesterday, it was 16 cases at ports of entry. Now, according to the national figures, there's been 1 new case of coronavirus here on Zakynthos and also Corfu, but we're not sure if these are figures that are catching up, national figures catching up with what has been known locally, because again, we had a 40-year-old woman who tested positive 2 days ago from the virus, and that made her the 4th positive case of coronavirus for 2021. So at the moment, keeping our eyes open into the local press here, there's been no reports by the local press of anybody coming forward with the symptoms or going for testing. And also, once again, can I just remind you that it is not where you are tested that gives you the location of the infection, but where you are from originally. So you could be somebody in Thessaloniki getting tested positive, but for some reason, the score goes on to Zakynthos not the area that you're in, which also adds a little bit of confusion to the figures. But at the moment, since the beginning of the year, there's been 4 positive cases here on the island that we know of to date. Maybe this other person may come forward, or there'll be more information as to who that 4th person or 5th person now could be. As for deaths then, I'm afraid deaths are up. Yesterday, when I reported, we had 47 deaths. Today, it's been 49 deaths. The average age of those people is about 79 years of age, and the total amount of deaths that we've had has been 5,195 since the pandemic started, and 95.5% of all those people had underlying health problems or were over the age of 70. So once again, we send our condolences to families that have lost people at this time. The makeup of fatalities is as follows: 3,072 male, 2,123 are female. Anyway, looking at critical cases. Now, the critical cases are down at the moment in the ICUs across Greece. There's 386 people in a critical state on ventilators across Greece. Now, that is down from the day before, where there was 391. Now, it's 265 males and 121 females. Average age of the critical patients is about 68. Now, 85% of those have underlying health conditions or are over the age of 70. So once again, we're going to keep an eye on that figure, because we certainly want the cases to keep going down so the hospitals are not under too much pressure. Now, let's just say I predicted this all along. The Greek government has now delayed the reopening of retail outlets, hairdressers, bookstores and personal hygiene services, including nail salons, etc. And we are effectively still in lockdown until January the 18th, with the booking in and booking out, and also the curfew at night. The ban on hunting and fishing, that's also going to be continue to be enforced as well. And the reason for this lockdown, as I said, things are happening in the UK at the moment, which is getting very, very much out of control over there at the moment. But the government now wants to assess more how the effects of the Christmas relaxation of measures has been on the rate of new infections. So I'm not going to bang on about this. When you look at what's going on in the UK at the moment, we've been doing the right thing all along, to be honest, Greece, where Britain hasn't. It's been half-heartedly doing things, and basically no real proper firm control. And I was watching some critics yesterday talking about it and saying quite scathingly that Boris has to hold responsibility for that in not basically being firm enough with the lockdown measures over in the UK, and at least our draconian measures over here, which everybody and myself have absolutely hated and just been, oh, where's the common sense? Where's the common sense? Well, at the moment, it looks like maybe a bit of the common sense is coming home to roost. I'm still not a believer at the fact that we have to remain locked down as we are where we are here on Zakynthos, because, as I said, we're a closed society. We're testing people in. We're testing people coming in through the airport and through the port. So we're in a much safer bubble here than maybe the rest of Greece. However, we're all being put into the same tier, and basically we're going to see how things play out in the UK and also here at the moment. Anyway, the European Commission yesterday also announced that a further 300 million doses of Pfizer BioNTech vaccine has been ordered. The order will be distributed between the 27 member states as deliveries arrive in the EU. The Pfizer BioNTech vaccine has been proved effective against both the UK and South African COVID-19 variants. And can I just say about these variants, everywhere is going to have a variant at some point, because that is what happens with the virus. Can I just say, remember the Spanish flu back in 1918? The wording was Spanish flu because Spain was the only country in the world that would report it at that time. And it was given that name simply because Spain was reporting it. Whoever sees it or finds it first, it somehow gets given to that country. So anyway, at least the UK was honest to say there's been some kind of twist in the virus. South Africa's obviously seen that twist as well. Japan has had a twist as well. France, I understand, has had a twist as well. But anyway, so this Pfizer Tech bio vaccine, reckoning is going to be effective against at least the South African and the UK variant of the virus. Now, good news for Zakynthos is this. The first doses of the vaccine are going to arrive on Monday the 11th, and they will be arriving at the Zakynthos General Hospital. And the first will be vaccinated, as I've said in the past, according to the instructions of the Ministry of Health, will be the medical staff, doctors, nursing staff, and that will be conducted at the hospital. All right. They are the first on the list to be vaccinated. Now, a special vaccination area has been set up on the ground floor close to the emergency department in the hospital entrance. And that is where it will start to take place. Now, the reception of the virus, the vaccine arriving in the hospital will actually come in on the Monday. And then the first of the vaccinations for medical staff, etc., only at the hospital will start on the Tuesday. Now, also, within the last 24 hours, this is here on Zakynthos, before the return of students and teachers back to their schools, intensive testing has been taking place for people working in the education sector. Now, at the initiative of the Zakynthos municipality and the Directorate of Primary Education and the Parents Association, from this morning at 9:30 until 1 o'clock this afternoon, rapid testing is going to be conducted at the Cultural Centre in Zakynthos town, which is close to Solomon Square. Now, teachers of kindergartens and the primary schools across the island, they're having priority to be actually tested before they have to return to work, because the primary schools and the kindergartens will be reopening on Monday and pupils will be coming. Now, at the same time, in the building of the regional unit of Zakynthos, and that is the one on Alexander Roma Street, all right, rapid tests are being performed on professionals who are also involved in the education of children. But these are people like drivers, taxi drivers, cleaners, and people of that nature who are all being tested to make sure that they are free of the virus before they actually go back to work on Monday, taking children to the schools, cleaning the schools as well. And remember, it's only kindergarten and primary schools which are reopening on Monday. Anyway, the Deputy Mayor, Nikos Spinos, had taken responsibility for the coordination of the process and announced that steps have been taken so that tests are not limited to just the teachers, but also the support staff, including bus drivers, taxi drivers, and those involved in the cleaning of the schools. Also, it's another bit of good news that literally was just hot off the press this morning. Within an hour of this morning, it seems that within the next month, the 10,000 tons of waste that is currently packaged up in bundles at Liver at the Trafella landfill. Now, this is the new landfill that is replacing the old landfill that is down near Skopos, which is going towards Kalamaki, which is inside the borders of the National Marine Park. It seems that this 10,000 tons of material is going to be moved away from there. More details are to come about that. But this is good news, because now what it means is that work can now start on the next stage of getting the landfill and the waste disposal unit. There's been a contract there for 3 million euros. The work is now basically going to start on that facility coming into play, which is going to be really good for the island. Also, as well, you might remember just about a month or so ago, I did report that the road to allow access up to there had been finished, so it will make it easier for the contractors and also the bin lorries as well to be able to get up to that location and obviously process and dump rubbish that goes into the landfill up there. So that is a massive step forward for the island, and we'll keep our eye on that story and just see how things work out. Now, I have got another bit of kind of bad news for you. All right, the bill that extends Greece's territorial waters from 12 miles from the current 6 on the western part of the country has been tabled in the Parliament yesterday. Now, the Greek Parliament Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defence will begin to debate this bill on Tuesday, January the 12th as well. It's all happening on January the 12th, with a second reading that will take place on January the 15th and a preliminary session that which will take up the bill on January the 19th. Now, Turkey has long said that an extension of Greek territorial waters to 12 miles in the Aegean would be a cause for war, okay, as it would make a passage on the Aegean impossible without crossing into Greek territory. Now, I have said in the past there's been a lot of tension with Turkey. A lot of this has not been reported in the mainstream media, especially within the UK. And I know here, at times, people were more worried about what was happening with the Turks than what they were worrying about happening with the COVID virus. But at the moment, they kind of kept a lid on it, although there's been some very, very nasty incidents, provocations. We will wait and see how that all plays out. The last thing we want is to have a war, and that would definitely kill any summer season we would be looking at, as last year we came very, very close to it as well. Anyway, and finally, got some good news for you, and it's related to the weather. Again, really weird. The National Weather Service said yesterday Greece is forecast to experience some of its highest January temperatures for the last 50 years. Temperatures such as 15 degrees Celsius, higher than seasonally for normal for this time of the year. And Greece is expected to be among countries of central and eastern Mediterranean that will see unusually warm weather over the coming weekend. Well, I'm looking at it now, and it's not cold. I'll give you that. It's not cold. It's a bit misty. Looks like it might rain, but it's not cold. Anyway, the warm spell will be part of a pattern of extreme weather phenomenons. That will divide Europe on January the 9th and 10th as cold air masses spread unusually low latitude over Western Europe and Northwest Africa, pushing a very warm air mass eastward towards Greece. So there you go. We're in line for some abnormally warm weather over the... And I've got to be honest, this winter, I think we've only had our heating on maybe 3 or 4 times, actually. So, hey, that means the electric bill won't be that much for this winter, which is kind of good. So anyway, that is the news for today. Just got to say about yesterday's online request show, the Request and Inspiration. A bit of a nightmare show yesterday. An hour and a half, everything running perfectly fine. And then for some reason... Don't ask me what happened. Major problems with one of my laptops that I do the broadcast from. So unfortunately, I was up most of the night scanning the drives, checking to see if any damage had been incurred. I'm not sure if we had some form of power spike or something on. But again, when you live here, we have what they call dirty electricity. All right. It means electricity doesn't flow evenly, and it has a tendency to do that. And sometimes I've had quite a lot of hard drives that just get spiked. Anyway, I do have a special circuit breaker on my equipment to counteract that. But anyway, yesterday I was having a really good show. The music yesterday, some of the requests from people led us down a road of punk, led us down a road of new wave. We were just into the reggae, and we were doing the ska, going into the reggae, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, what's happened? But when I listened back to the recording of the show last night, it was like it just sort of was like a brake being put on. So when I disappeared away, trust me, I was trying to give a warning out. My microphone connection wasn't working, so I don't know what went on. And unfortunately, all the video of the show, that was all lost. So unfortunately, it's only the audio, which luckily was saved by Mixcloud, and that went up as it does automatically. So you can hear the show from yesterday. Sorry about the rather strange ending to the show, but that was out of my control. But at least it's up there. Some of the new tunes that I wanted to push out were on there. Can I say a quick shout out to Andy Joyce? Thank you for allowing me to play your new dance track, which is #1 in the, I think it's in the Track Source chart, and also in various other charts as well. Thank you for letting me play that tune out. Zanti's Dilemma tune, I'm still not allowed to play that at the moment. I was speaking to Costa yesterday. It's a fantastic tune. I do have a copy of it. It is really, really good. And my bit of stuff was used, which made me feel even more happy. And he said, thank you, Ginge, you saved our record. I felt really pleased about that. And again, as soon as that is sorted, I will get that out to you. But anyway, let's have a quick look. I see a lot of people tuning in at the moment. So I'm going to quickly say hello to Amanda Gregory. Good morning, she says. Good morning to you, my lovely. How's the weather up your top of the hill? Julie Allen is watching as well. Give you a quick wave. Barry Leather Barry is also tuning in as well. Nice to see you. I'll give you a bit of a wave. Amanda Gregory said, Marley has had his second injection of microchip yesterday. All good, oh bless. Dad's birthday today at 92. Yes, I did play a tune for your dad today, but you didn't give me his name, and I did say that. But anyway, I played him That's Life by Frank Sinatra, so that is in there. And also, can I say to Al Parks, Doris, I didn't mention it was your birthday, but happy birthday to you. And I played you a bit of Doris Day, Que Sera, Sera, which I've got to be honest, is kind of... Well, yeah, what will be, will be. We shall see. Anyway, Barry Leatherdale is tuning in. Nice to see you. Geordie Meldrum is also tuning in. Nice to see you. Raff Reg Buddy, nice to see you there. Julian Oliver Mail is also tuning in. Nice to see you. Geraldine Blow is also tuning in. Nice to see you. Ian Booth, old Booth is tuning in. Lovely to have you. Also, Dennis from... Michaelo's restaurant down there in Kalamaki's tuning in. Lovely to see you checking in as well, fella. Geordie Meldrum says, morning, Ginge. I won't be doing any washing, but Julie might be. Hey, you say that in our house, mate, you get slapped. So anyway, I just thought I'd warn you. Annie Johnson is watching, so at least I've had one person saying about doing the washing. Amanda up the hill, are you contemplating washing? You're closer than anybody else. Are you contemplating doing washing today? Let me know. Teresa Ann Huggett is watching. Graham Bint from Australia is tuned in. Good to see you there, me old buddy, Raff Reg fella. Nice to see you tuning in. He's also got a very good blog online on YouTube, and also he's got a very good book on PSD as well, post-traumatic stress syndrome. Give him a shout if you want any information on that. Alan Woodhouse is also tuning in. Brian Slinger, my old Raff Reg buddy, tuning in as well. Jamie Brown is also tuning in as well. Nice to see you here. Derek and Bridget Cole, I think you guys are in Cyprus. And Raff Reg people, nice to see you as well. Also, Matthew Long is there as well. Nice to see you as well. Brian Singer says, morning, buddy. Spoke to Martin Holsworth yesterday. Brilliant to keep in touch with him and listening to you when I get the chance. Cheers, mate. I appreciate that. And Marty the Mod, make sure you tune in because there's lots of things to do with scooters on the show as well. Can I also say a big hello to Sid James? He also and his wife were celebrating their 27th wedding anniversary. How does he pronounce her name? Sandra. That's the way they write it up. They were tuning in. He's a real big scooter fan, and he's looking forward to the Scarborough Scooter Run 2021. He's got a Lambretta that he's restored for it, and he's hoping, fingers crossed, all goes well, that scooter run around Scarborough is going to take place. And then Barry Leatherdale, very cold this morning, he says, here in Essex. Teresa Ann Huggett is saying, morning, very foggy in Harlow, Essex. Have a great day. Lorna Grant is watching as well. Amanda Gregory, washing being done as we speak. Thank you very much. That's lovely. And Tim Miles is also watching. Raff Reg buddy. Mark Stewart is watching. Amanda Gregory, nice and sunny, lovely, and bring on the sunshine. Yes, very true. And Delia Cossetti, that is the daughter of Dennis from Magdalena's. Once again, don't forget, 10% discount on accommodation at Magdalena's studio apartments. Get your names down, get in touch on Magdalena's studios.gr, and who knows, you could be coming over here 10% cheaper. Check out Aegean Air as well. They've got 50% deals going on as well for flights. I think flights at ridiculously low prices. One of them that we looked at, £120 in August to come from the UK to here. So book your flight anyway. Just book your flight so that you've got it. So that when you are allowed to go, hey, you can come here and have a holiday. Oh, and by the way, Sid James is tuning in. Lovely to see you there, Sid. I hope you enjoyed your tunes yesterday. Shame I'm not sure if you did get to see the video. I've got to be honest, because you were online watching it when the video was on. Dad's name is Mr. Bristow. Okay. You make gravy. That's the Bristows. Anyway, thank you for that, Amanda. I'll do a record for him on my next show, which will be on Wednesday, next Wednesday, which I think is the 15th. Can you believe January seems to be going quite quickly at the moment, even though we are still in lockdown until the 18th of Jan. So those people living here, don't forget to book out. Make sure you've got a mask on. Don't give the police any excuse to stop you with an unnecessary journey or something like that, because, hey, 300 euros is a lot of money. If there's two of you in a vehicle, that's 600 euros for both of you, all right? Anyway, Jane is on her way back from a morning walk, and she will have the decision as to whether she is going to be doing washing or not, and we will see. Anyway, you take care. Have a great day. Once again, thank you for all the comments and all the support in your comments. I'll see you again soon. You take care. Sid says, fantastic. Yes, I saw it. Ian says, Wednesday is the 13th. Thank you for that. It is the 13th because Tuesday's the 12th. Oh, silly me. Anyway, I'll see you later. You take care. Ta-ra.